What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to JY's Adventures, man. Hope y'all are doing amazing. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. As always, I really appreciate it. This video, we got another one from BingeXpress, how to beat the labyrinth and Anubis in the pyramid. I peeped the thumbnail, bruh. I peeped it. And it looks so scary, y'all. I'm ready for this breakdown, guys. Link to the original video is down in the description. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Be sure to watch until the end and comment multiple times for the algorithm. I know y'all see my collar. I don't know which side is it. But the green screen is showing up in the collar too, like making my shirt look transparent. But it's such a nice shirt, bro. I got it and I'm like, this is such a nice shirt. Then I came on the green screen and I'm like, oh no. But we gonna still run it like it is, man, because I love the shirt. Without any further ado, let's go, man.
Imagine entering an ancient old pyramid somewhere in Egypt only to be killed by the death god Anubis himself.
Egypt, y'all. Thumbnail.
While death is generally undesirable, being killed by a god is a pretty cool thing. We can't ignore that fact.
Not when it looks like that.
I will reveal the immense stupidity and complete absence of brain in our character's approach from the comfortable seat of my ergonomic gaming chair with an extremely humble sense of undeniable and king-like superiority.
Gaming
in this
chair.
video, we will beat the pyramid in pyramid.
I'm going to Egypt, guys. That's one of my top 5 travel locations. Egypt,
now,
Japan.
Before we begin, you should pick a character who you identify most with, so we all know at which point you would likely die if this happened to you. Yes, in case you wonder, this is an educational video. These are the characters. This is the blonde chick right here. She's the main character. If
I can't relate to her.
Thinking, annoying, and generally confident, well then that's you. Congratulations.
I can't relate to her.
This is her father, or your father, well, whatever. If
Dad!
You stick with what
I would make a dad joke here, but
you
let's
know,
keep it going.
generally think you are better and think the other people are stupid.
No, that's not me
you.
either.
Her boyfriend is this guy right here. If you're good looking, a simp, and emotionally unstable, welcome to the club. You are followed by a reporter and her cameraman. If you are disliked by most around you without realizing it's actually your fault because you think you're perfect, then that's you. The cameraman is this guy right here. If you lack confidence, are pushed around consistently by everybody around, but accept that reality without a problem. Hi, how you doing? So our
I can't relate to none of these characters.
Excavating the finding of the century, a 3-sided pyramid 250 miles of Cairo.
Hold on, binge, bro. Let me turn up the volume a bit, bro, because make sure my volume is up, bro, because I can't really hear as well as I'd like to. I can't relate to any of these characters, guys. If I would say the boyfriend would be relatable to me, but you know, I'm not a simp. I mean, unless it's Dio Sama, but that's on the Poochie channel.
Reality without a problem. Hi, how you doing? So our team of archaeologists are excavating the finding of the century, a 3-sided pyramid 250 miles of Cairo. Oh, and by the way, this is Rashid. He's the security guy, responsible for the excavation site safety. But before they can enter, they are told to leave within 24 hours and return to the United States. Apparently, there is a civil war breaking out in the capital.
Civil war?
But of course, they don't care because they are archaeologists. You must be passionate about what you do.
Right,
you don't just leave this important site behind. If you aren't willing to take risks, you would have done better sticking with collecting fossils and Pokemon or shells on a beach.
Pokemon reference.
At the entrance of the pyramid, this is what happened.
I'm gone! End of the movie. That's where the movie ends for me. I'm gone.
I don't know about y'all, but that looked like Voldemort coming out for some fresh air. They, however, deemed it as a poisonous gas released by a fungus.
He's gone!
Now, you know, honestly, I don't really care what it was, right? It's obviously unhealthy to be near that thing, so back up and leave.
Leave!
Simple. But what they do next
That's what I would have did.
They own Wall-E. Yes, the Pixar thing.
Oh, they use a drone.
Worth hundreds of thousands of USD. It's a perfect gadget
a rover.
for this exploration mission.
Like they use in space travel.
It doesn't take long until it gets
space travel, right? Like trips to the moon and Mars, etc.
Ripped apart, causing our characters to lose all contact.
They took out
what could have done something like this?
They took out the drone,
let's analyze
bro.
and then move on to the how to beats. This pyramid was excavated during the past few weeks of your presence. It was covered by several meters of sand. The only entrance was the one you forcefully broke through a few hours ago.
Don't
so
go in there.
It is that's inside
Something's
this
in
pyramid
there.
and broke your gadget, it can't be anything normal. unless you consider that there is another way in. Meaning, if this happened to you, you must consider the following.
Okay.
Perhaps there is another entrance, or you let a stray animal enter this highly sacred and important cultural heritage.
I wouldn't do that to the animal.
You suck at what you do, and you should pack and leave anyways.
Right, okay.
Or you sealed the entrance after opening it, which you should have done.
Should have done and left.
Nothing could have entered without being noticed.
And nothing could have left.
Exactly. You entered this age-old, extremely unstable pyramid without the supervision of anyone but your own amateurish team. But you're not stupid. You would never enter without appropriate safety measures, right? That's why you utilize this tiny shit piece of wire right here. Now, it goes without saying that one wire attached...
You're not that dumb, are you? I'm definitely options free, bro, because I am stupid.
One fixture outside is extremely risky. It would have been easy to fixate a couple additional wires just in case. I mean, why not, right?
Or get some military.
5 people going in to retrieve
Get
a
some
destroyed robo thing. It doesn't seem all that smart to me. Leave someone behind.
Reach out to the US
If you don't
government.
make it out for whatever reason, you have backup outside and you will be safe no matter
Backup,
what.
right? Or let the government, reach out to the government to let them explore. We just found a new pyramid. Shouldn't this be like, you know, top news stuff where the government military would be involved in it, interested in
To
it?
beat the threat of getting lost inside this pyramid, you should do the following.
What?
When you enter this pyramid, leave a trace back. You can't rely on the wires
The
only.
GPS.
They are a great idea, but leaving physical
Marks
tokens back as you walk deeper into the pyramid would have been a much safer option.
Always good when you explore
set
in
up
new
roles
areas.
before you enter. That's my beat number 3. Who leads, who's the rear, and what do you do in the case of a cave-in? I'm a
Okay.
big fan of roles, okay? If you watched my past videos, I'm all about distributing roles.
Roles
With
to
roles,
people.
everybody can focus on what they do best without having to concentrate on multiple things at once.
Once.
This
Oh,
adds a
give
layer
each-
of clarity, security, and alertness while minimizing confusion and the feeling of being lost.
Give
which
each
happens
people different
fairly
tasks.
easy in an unknown environment. In my opinion, even having systems in place to ensure that you don't get lost, aka the wires and breadcrumbs behind, 2 people of the team should solely focus on where exactly you're going.
You
In fact,
are.
writing down arrows on a blank piece of paper indicating when you make a turn is the simplest and most secure way to ensure your orientation.
So you don't get lost. You're exploring a pyramid
So
you never
they
been to.
finally find what they came for. A completely wrecked Wall E. Of course.
Yeah.
But that stuff happens when you are an adventurer. For a 100k worth piece of tech, it seems more like something you would buy on Alibaba. Let's be honest. Looking at that wrecked piece of tech, it doesn't look like a dog
Alibaba.
crashed it. Of course not. We knew that to begin with. But if you really needed to come back and check for yourself, this completely gadget should be a red flag. I mean, it looks like a victim of a freaking crocodile attack. Let's be
whatever it did to that thing, that is mechanical advancement, and that looks like it got, you know, played around with by a toddler, bruh. Just broke it apart. I told you I'm out of there. As soon as that gas came out, I already been gone. Get me on the next trip back to the islands.
Be honest here. People entering this pyramid without the support of either Indiana Jones, Lara Croft, or Nathan Drake is people entering this pyramid without the support of either Indiana Jones, Lara Croft, or Nathan
Tomb
Drake is
Raider.
just painful to watch.
Uncharted from Nathan Drake. Uncharted. Oh, nice
In the following
references.
scenes, the pathetic little wires snapped.
Of
Not
course.
that we expected that, huh? We lost completely our orientation, and the reporter has nothing better to do than blaming the cameraman. If I were in that
Hey,
team,
blame
she
the
would have been
cameraman
the
for
first
that.
one to be exiled. Now, the curious thing here is they argue which way to go, eventually settle with the blonde chick's opinion, take her route, and almost die. Of course. The better option would have been to find the other part of the wire, which must be somewhere. So
Somewhere.
instead of walking endlessly trying to find the
Find-
entrance,
find the
aka
entrance.
exit, just try
You
to
just
find
find
the
a
other part
wire.
of the wire and
Then you could just pull
But
it
that
back
would be too easy.
all the way back
So
out.
eventually, our precious characters end up here.
Where? They fell
Next to
through a
finding
hole?
Wall E's remaining body, the chamber is about to cave in, and I was wondering when that would finally happen.
Oh no.
This bird view gives us a perfect angle to look at what's going on here. So, we got 3 people on this side, with
Yeah.
the exit behind them.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 people on the other side, the simp and the victimized cameraman.
The
Now,
simp.
it doesn't really matter on which side you stand, but I suggest you never take the lead in unknown territory. That
No.
way, you would never end up where those 2 on the left have ended up here. If the surface is about to cave in, what do? Exactly. You
Run
get
to the
away from the
exit.
center to distribute the weight more evenly. The next thing you should do would be to leave that area one by one. Whoever is closer to the exit should go first.
Go first, right?
1 + 1 is 2. Not 3, not 1.5, not 4, not 17. It's 2. Our characters do the opposite. They tell those on the left to walk exactly.
Yo, Binge is roasting the heck out of this movie. I don't even know if it's a good movie or not, how Binge is roasting it.
Exactly through the center, past the 3 characters on the right to make it to the safe zone. That's more than stupid, because it doesn't follow any sort of conceivable rationale. Walk exactly through the center, past the 3 characters on the right to make it to the safe zone. That's more than stupid, because it doesn't follow any sort of conceivable rationale. If you follow what I've mentioned just before, you should be on the safer side, no question. And if you are a special kind of intelligent person, then you probably have noticed this giant, massive protrusion around the walls.
Try to go on top of that. They fell through.
So our character fell through, and as luck or bad luck would have it, everyone survived, including you, of course. But it doesn't take long, and a massive boulder crushes the Sim's leg and takes him out.
Ah!
Sorry to break it to you, but it's over. Claim your reward in the comment section. What? It goes without saying that if you are...
I guess I died, y'all. I'm out of the movie. He's the closest guy I could relate to.
Lost and are unable to proceed independently, you have almost 0 chance to survive. If your team doesn't consist of at least 2 above average strong people, leaving you back is the single best option concerning the group.
That's all they could do.
That's another reason why sticking with people is generally great, but hold your distance if they seem to be stupid. Quick side note. When the 4 characters proceed and open up the entrance to the part next by, they take away those big wooden bars obstructing the passage. With those bars, it would have been probably easy to leverage that boulder off of Simpman's leg. He could have been saved, is what I'm talking about.
Use leverage, lift it up.
Would have needed to carry him over, and that would have been probably a little bit
too
annoying,
tough,
or so, I guess. But come to think of it, it would have been probably a good idea to carry him over, so if you were attacked by a monster at some point, you could just throw him away as a decoy and just
use him as bait.
Run. So, survival of the fittest, right? When they finally proceed, this
How to beat, young? What is that?
2 things. Savage mummy cats are no
It's
joke.
a lot of them.
People with AK-47s are a blessing in certain situations. Unfortunately, that doesn't last too long. Rashid, or whatever his name was, gets pulled into the tunnel and is now gone too. Perfect. There was a way to beat that event though. First of all, Rashid had a handgun on his side. While he was firing his assault rifle, somebody should have grabbed that handgun. He ran out of ammo quickly too, but looking at his outfit, he probably had backup ammunition too. If we can avoid his death here, not only could we pick up a valuable new team member, but we could also grab a firearm as well. But he died, okay?
And we lost the...
We also don't have any idea on how Rashid got in here. That question should have been priority to answer. Now it's too late. He dropped his assault rifle though, and our characters proceeded without picking that weapon up, which I think is a dumb move. Even a rifle with no loaded shots is preferable compared to bare hand.
You're telling me he dropped the gun and they didn't pick it up just because it's out of ammo? You could use the gun to, you know, pistol whip, you know, something. Assault rifle whip. Because it's not a pistol.
Which I think is a dumb move. Even a rifle with no loaded shots is preferable compared to bare hands, especially when you will have to fight sneaky little monster cats.
You never know.
Remember when I was talking about never walking at the front in unknown territory?
Always stay behind.
Please enjoy. Well, watching how to beat videos is what they didn't do. That
reminds me of Mortal Kombat. Fatality. It's over. Fatality. Fatality, yeah.
Watching how to beat videos is what they didn't do. That much I can tell. A couple of things here. For starters, if you are her, you are doomed. I think there's no need to explain that. How to prevent
Eaten by the
though,
cats.
Don't run mindlessly ahead.
Eaten alive.
Front. Remember, your mother told you many times not to run around the pool area. How many times did you have to slip and hit your head until you got the point?
Till you learned your lesson.
But in this case, you slip once and then you don't slip anymore. Secondly, I can't believe they suddenly have a rope that can carry multiple people at once. Plus, what about those emergency lights? Jesus. But the worst thing here is that when they leave, they literally leave that rope behind as well. First the gun, now the rope.
Now the rope?
Let's recap and reassess the situation first. In fact, that's something our characters should do as well. The psychological advantages of calling out your circumstances should not be underestimated.
She's still alive.
It helps a lot in building a healthy framework, which is pivotal for making it out alive. By now, 3 people have died, 3 are left, and we are still completely lost. One of the things that bothers me most is why none of these characters talk about how they need to get on a higher level again in order to make it out. If you remember at the beginning of this movie, we briefly saw the apex of the pyramid. She didn't look particularly wide or big, but considering how far and deep the characters went in, it must have been a steady way down. It is true that they broke through about 5 meters deep as well, but when we compare that extremely lengthy tunnel system to the actual size of the pyramid's tip, most corridors our characters have taken must include changings in the elevation. In that case, one should pay more attention to that detail and look out specifically for ways that feel like going upwards. Another idea would be to touch the walls, floors, and ceilings as much as you can.
Okay.
No, I'm not talking about a stone fetish here.
Yeah.
If you have one, that's completely fine.
Instead of being a, you know, the people that smash trees are called dendrophilia. What do we call these guys? Rockophilia guys? Okay, that was a trash joke. Kill me in the comments for that joke.
Stone fetish
Kill me for that one.
But if you have one, that's completely fine. We at Binge, we don't judge.
We don't judge. Don't judge me for my joke.
Meaning there must be channels of constant airflow. If you can find one, you have increased your odds quite a bit. But while touching the walls constantly seems to be a little tiring and potentially demotivating, I would light up one of my emergency torches and see how the smoke behaves.
Okay.
The smoke should perfectly
the smoke would go
indicate
up.
where you will find an exit. Or, of course, you find another part of Wall-E. Yes, that's the 3rd time. Jesus. You use its still functioning antenna, wire it magically to your camera system, and send out a message. I mean, sure, you could do that. But that would be for the Elon Musks out there. For I already struggle with placing those batteries into my remote. Fuck.
Same here.
Anyway,
I'm not doing that one.
Characters proceed getting
the smoke one is a great idea.
However, that's possible. Eventually, they find a secret door and manage to open it up. At this point,
Nice.
I'm really not sure anymore if my whole script here is complete nonsense and those 3 characters don't even try to find the exit. The chamber they find is the Pharaoh chamber, and it doesn't take too long until it's only 2 of them left.
We have to keep going. We don't want to end up.
Now, it's not explicitly mentioned that what killed him was Anubis himself, but according to the style in which he was killed, his heart was ripped out, we can assume that it was in fact Anubis. A later scene further backs this claim up. Here we see how he weighs the heart of his victim. Apparently, Anubis would weigh the hearts of deceased people against an ostrich feather. If the heart turned out to be heavier, the soul would be sent to hell, while heaven would await those whose hearts are lighter. Yeah, that must have been a happy era to die in, huh? Gravity was discovered 4,500 years later. Now we know why. Anyway, how do we beat a god? Well, that's up for debate, but before we get there, this is what happens next. The blonde chick and the cameraman run away. That's probably a smart move.
Smart.
Escaping Anubis in a dark and sticky underground labyrinth, housing shitty little monster cats that you can't seem to escape.
That's gonna be tough.
Man, I think a quick death is probably preferable. With a lot of luck though, both of them survive, and Anubis walks out the secret chamber without taking note of them. Now, what do you do in this position? A. You quickly try to escape, or B. You watch the camera footage. Of course,
quickly try to escape.
Camera footage.
No!
We all know we have to work ahead. I absolutely can't believe how freaking slowly those characters are. They're like my grandma buying groceries, but unlike them, she isn't chased by the freaking underworld god, for Christ's sake. That monster left that secret chamber already. What you should do is, don't speak and find an alternative exit as fast as you can. If you can't,
be quiet
and try to sneak out from where you came in once he comes back. But when they finally find
knocked
the
him
path,
down.
after about 20 minutes, mind you, it's too late. Of course it's too late. What did you
expect? Got her.
The cam guy gets killed and the blonde chick gets captured. That could have been prevented multiple times, about 97 times. The script here. So what do you do in this scene? What do you do in this position? How do you beat the god? According to the Egyptian Book of the Dead, there are multiple spells that could assist you in this situation. If Anubis is real, the spells that groom him are just as likely to be real as well. So as a last resort, I would recite ancient hymns dedicated to Anubis.
That's if
Best
you knew
case
them.
is he sets you free, and worst case, you will end up as his new bride. But if you don't know any satanic poetry by heart, no worries. According to this video, Anubis can be easily beat with the right beat.
Is that for real?
And who knows, you might end up as BFFs, eternally dancing to underground tunes in the twilight of shadow and death.
So if I'm So if I could beatbox really well, then I could beat Anubis, he gonna start dancing? Is that facts, bro? Yo, the video's over. The video's
Eternally
over.
dancing to underground tunes in the twilight of shadow and death.
Eternally turning up to some Eminem, to some Tupac. Oh man, guys, that video felt like it was 5 minutes, bro. That was such a great video from BingeXpress. Now, this movie, they made so many mistakes. I knew I could have probably got out of that. They didn't even take the rope or the gun with them. They didn't put any markings. I went on a hike recently, and they do like hike tours and stuff like that. And as you're going up the forest, there's markings on each terrain. You see trees marked, so you know your way through the hike, right? Even that would have been like an easy thing for them to do, so they could get back to the entrance. That was some very intelligent people, guys. Let me know what y'all thought of the video down in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of my reaction. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Comment multiple times for the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it to the end. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.